Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here at the counseling office with Joe. He's in for his counseling. This is the same place I used to come with Skylar, and now it's Joe's turn. And it is kind of cold, which is why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. You don't often see me in a sweatshirt, and I don't think you'll ever see me in anything warmer than this. I can't drive with a coat on. I don't like that. And I just remembered that I have absolutely no makeup on. You can see my big age spot right there. And I washed my hair and didn't dry it or anything today. I just let it dry. So it's like all just flat and weird. But that's okay too. I don't know why I feel like I have to explain that stuff to you. And my bangs grow very, very fast. I just trimmed them. It feels like 2 weeks ago, and I have to again. Hi, puppy. Want to come and say hi? Huh? Want to come and say hi? You like to look outside. We already went outside. He didn't roll in the grass. I just kept him closer to the car. I didn't feel like getting him all excited with the scent of that anise. And if you look up anise, it's A-N-I-S-E. They call it like the dog's catnip, something like that. It really does affect him. And I know it's that. Some of you said, because I showed it once upon a time, Creeping Charlie, but Creeping Charlie actually creeps. This is just each individual little plant leaf, has a stem in the ground. It's not like crawling on a vine, creeping on a vine. That's the extent of what I know, or what I think I know. So we are here, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things. I don't remember what. I do want to say that I'm struggling with letting myself be happy. I'm the kind of person that I'm very realistic. People will say, oh, don't think negative thoughts. I think realistic thoughts. And reality has proven over time that you can feel really good one moment, and then something horrible can happen, and you feel like shit again. But I'm smart enough to know that just because we are happy, that happiness is not what causes the misery that we're bound to feel again at some point. So I really am trying to just let myself be happy. But I feel like the happier you feel, and if something happens, I feel like the sadness is worse because your happiness level was way up here. If your happiness level was only here and this thing happens, that's not as painful as this to this. like if I fall down while walking, chances are very good I'm going to get up, dust myself off, and maybe I'm sad that I fell. I'm embarrassed. Maybe I actually did hurt myself a little bit and I have to deal with that. But it's not like if I jump out of a plane and the parachute doesn't open. That's way up there. I'm probably going to die. So that's how I look at it. Happiness levels. But all right. So I'm trying to just be happy. And I'm quite happy right now with how things are going in my life. I have a good balance going on. And of course, Joe, having gone to a treatment program and still is in a treatment program, and he's on medication, it's a whole different thing here. We have little tiny, like normal, I don't even want to call it a spat, but there are still little things, but they're not big issues like somebody who is having a mental health breakdown episode. That's a big thing. So I'm very comfortable right now with where we are. But again, I always say, I'm not going to put a label on it. You just want to be, you want them to pat you constantly, I know. And that's okay. It's okay to just go with it. And, it hasn't been a whole long time. We haven't experienced yet where the meds he's taking might be just not working as good and going through that. Right now he's been on the same meds, different doses. And I like that he doesn't like to be over-medicated. The main issue right now is really weird dreams and not sleeping good during the night, but sleeping all day. He could just be lethargic because he didn't sleep good during the night. So it's really more of a sleep thing. Other than that, his mood has been steady. We had a couple of episodes a while back when he was still staying at Miss B's. He stopped staying there after he had his stent in his arteries or whatever, however that works. And because they said, oh, watch him for a few days. And I said, okay, you stay with me this upcoming weekend. And then he's never gone back to stay at Miss Betty's since then. So it's been like maybe, I don't know, a month and a half, maybe 2 months, November. Maybe going on 2 months. I think that procedure was near the end of November. So we haven't had really any episodes since then, because when he would go to Miss Betty's, I was calling her Miss B, wasn't I? It's okay. It's okay if you know her name is Betty. There's a lot of Bettys in this world. She's an older woman who they've known each other for years, and so she was letting him stay there. And he was also supposed to be helping her out, but watching her, making sure she was okay, and he would call and stop by. Anyway, that's done now, and he needs to just go get his stuff that he has left there. He would not take his meds when he was there, even though I would give them to him. He just wasn't, whether it's he just didn't want to or that he's just not responsible at all for taking his meds. He just doesn't think of it. And both those times, there was 2 times when I was with him the next day. I think one time he went 2 nights without meds, and it was a different person. So I know the meds have a lot to do with helping him with his bipolar, because if he skips, he can be on another planet in his head. Anyway, why was I talking about all this? Oh, yeah. So, I'm cautiously happy. Of course, I'm always paying attention. But it feels so good to not be walking on eggshells like I was, because I was always so worried that not only would he say something that would trigger me, but that I would let myself be full-on triggered, because I thought it was just he was being an asshole. I can deal with mental health. I can't deal with just being an asshole for the hell of it. But I think a lot of assholes are probably all suffering from some form of mental health. So we need asshole medication. It just feels good to just have a normal kind of life right now. So there's that. And then I'm happy with my work. I've gotten this renewed love for YouTube. I think it was good that I had the stress of all last year with those 2 stressful series. I showed myself that I can absolutely accomplish series that I hate. One was the quilt block of the month. I'm trying to see over Rocket. The other one was the crochet block of the month. Just a lot of work, a lot of mental pain of trying to figure out what I was doing. I had certain days I wanted those up. One was on the 1st of the month, one on the 15th. I don't ever want to put that kind of pressure on me. After I got through that, a weight was lifted, and now I'm having fun, and I just wish I had more time to do all the different things I want to do. Anyway, so I'm in a good place, and I have Joe to help me, because I would not be able to be doing the scrap packs at the level that we're doing them and selling them, because I can do the cutting. I love that part so much. But he does all the sorting and stacking, and I would not have the time to do that. Now I almost enjoy the little things that would have probably driven me crazy, especially little quirks that Joe has. And believe me, I have a lot of quirks. He has to put up with a lot with me, with being a workaholic and, just stuff. But one of his little quirks, and we just went through it again last night. I think it's kind of funny. See, I can enjoy it now. The other day, he wanted a sandwich. I said, I'll make you a sandwich. And he goes, okay, I just want one slice of cheese and one slice of sandwich meat. And I said, okay. He doesn't do condiments, nothing. No mayo, nothing. Just that on 2 slices of wheat bread. He likes wheat bread. And so the slices he bought are rectangular. It's like the Walmart size. So I put a slice of cheese on each piece of bread, on 2 pieces of bread. And then I took 2 slices, because a slice for each sandwich, folded that because it doesn't fit, and the other slice of bread. So I brought him those 2, and he goes, oh, that's, you folded the meat? And I said, well, yeah, you said a slice on each sandwich, but they're big, so I folded it, so it's not just sticking out the sides. He goes, but no, that's 2 slices on each. And I said, no, there's only 1 slice. And I take the bread off and I show him that there's 1 slice of meat. He goes, no, you're supposed to cut it in half, and then that makes 2 slices that fit. To him, what fits the bread is considered a slice. But I folded what I consider a slice, because that's how it came out of the package, sliced. To me, that's a slice. So I folded that and put 1 in each sandwich. And he insists that that was 2 slices. What you pull out, you make it fit the bread. And so that's 1 slice and 1 slice. And I said, no, that's 2 half slices. We would never agree on this. He wants to win this argument, and I'm okay with it. And I just thought it was funny. I told him, the next time you ask me, or I offer to make you a sandwich, I said, you need to remind me that you want 1 slice cut in half. He says, no, just remember that when you cut it, you're actually creating 2 slices. He's not wrong, but to me, if something starts out a certain size and you say you want 1 slice, that's the slice. That's the way you bought it. That would be like saying, I want a slice of cheese on the cracker, like a saltine. In his head, I guess I would have to cut that cheese into 4 pieces, so each cracker would have 1 slice. Anyway, last night, he said he was hungry. I said, what would you like? I said, I can let you know what we have in the fridge. He's not really good at a lot of leftovers, so I try not to cook big for him. Or if he cooks, I'm like, don't cook all of that, because you might not eat it all, and then it's just going to go to waste. Anyway, he said a sandwich, and was it with, yes, with his ham, his slices of ham. And again, I said, no, you just said you want a slice on each. I said, you mean you want me to cut it in half like last time? He's like, yes, cut it in half, and then that gives you 2 slices, 1 for each sandwich. I'm like, okay. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I mean, once they're cut in half, like if you were going to bringing food to a potluck and you cut all those in half, now anybody taking it would call that a slice. But the fact that it started out as a slice like this, I'm giving him a half a slice by cutting it, right? Please, I want to be right on this, but I'll never tell him that you said I was right. So it's little things like that. But yet, if things were going crazy, I could be like fucking bullshit about him trying to tell me that 1 slice cut in half is now 2 slices. That's not wrong, though. I'm having a hard time now making him be wrong. I don't care. I still say if he says, I want 1 slice on each sandwich, that means the fucking slice that came out of the package. It came out as a slice. But that's something that I could blow up over and end up throwing the sandwich in the trash because I did it wrong. You know? Stuff like that. And then that escalates. If I can't handle being triggered, I do stuff like that. I will blow up, and then that makes him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then all of a sudden it's like, all me. You're the one that doesn't know what a slice is. See, I'm laughing about it. It feels so good. It feels so good to have those little things. It's not even really a disagreement. I mean, I just think it's funny, and I love that he is the way he is, and that he just wants to say one slice on each sandwich, but expects me to know that that means I have to cut one slice in half. What else? Oh, and another thing is that I noticed is that if I only have a little bit on the table for him to sort, he sees that as a job that is there. There's nothing else, so he can take his sweet ass time with that. And then I see it as, he's really not motivated to do this. Why should I cut more? He hasn't even started that stack, or he's doing a little bit at a time. That was frustrating to me because he says he wants, to work. He likes to help me. He's thankful and grateful for the money that he makes, the little bit of money to pay his bills. But I was like, I don't think he wants to do this. And we'd have little talks about it. And he's like, no. He's like, you're too busy all the time that you don't have time to cut for me. I said, I can cut fabric all day long, and I love it so much. I was like, okay. So what I tried is one week, I tried like in a day to cut everything that I would like him to sort in the upcoming week. And he was like, oh. Now he saw some urgency, and he liked that. And he got almost all of that accomplished. But there was, I think, 2 different things that he couldn't get done by Sunday. So those 2 things went to the next week. But he did really, really good like that. So now I know he just sees it that way. If there's not much to do right now, I'm not going to bother. I'll take my time. He doesn't stop to think, I know she's got more coming, so let me finish this. It's just like my husband, and I think a lot of, not just men, I'm not going to stereotype, a lot of people, did you ever, but I'm a woman, and I'm going to talk about my husband. So women out there who had husbands or have a husband or a boyfriend or somebody, let's say we're getting ready to go somewhere. Let's even say it's something big, like we're going camping and we got a lot of stuff to put in the car. I could put something by the door and say, can you take that out for me and put it in the car? I will when we're ready to go. What the fuck? Do you know how many things I'm going to put by the door for you to bring into the car between now and when we leave in 6 hours from now? It's like... But because he would see just one thing, he thinks that's okay to watch TV, to watch the game or whatever, while I'm doing everything else. So I would just start putting stuff by the door, and then I would say, all of this has to go in the car, and you need to rearrange things or arrange it because I have at least another load like this that you're going to have to put in the car. That made more sense to him. Now he had, okay, I can take all this out. She wants me to make it magically fit. I can do that. And then it'll make room for the other bunch of shit she's going to give me. But if I put just one thing, it was always, when we leave, or can you do this? Yeah, I'll do it later. Can you do the dishes? Yeah, I'll do them later. No, I need the sink clean because I'm going to have other dishes. And I don't have room to do them right now. Stuff like that. Yeah. So that was kind of like what I was seeing with Joe. There wasn't much to do on the table. So he just thought, I can just watch TV today. She doesn't have more work for me than that. And, even though I would say there's more, you could do this now if you want. Yeah, I'll wait. But boy, when I put that whole table, fabric on that whole table, and I was like, this is your stuff for the week. We can move everything over to one side. You pick what you want. Pick what you want. Everything has a little label. Lets him know how many sets, how many colors in this. And he can tell if they're all same size or if they're a scrap pack with different sizes. So he knows what he likes to do better than other things. He knows what's going to pay more than other things. And he can sit and pick what he wants. And he did such a good job with that. I mean, he was just like so happy that he had work to do anytime he felt like working. Yeah, yeah. So sometimes we just have to, again, I can't change him. I can change what I'm willing to change. And I know if I want him to be uber productive, I just need to supply the fabric. That's all I need to do. I'm glad to do that. I don't know. I don't know if this helped anybody or not. But now he's in therapy. He has been full on with everything he's been asked to do except the physical therapy. He had to quit. He was in so much pain, and I said, you know, the physical therapist probably isn't really aware of his neuropathy and how that can feel and his balance, and sometimes he would just even feel sick to his stomach when he would leave there. And he doesn't complain about any of the other things, but he did not like that. And I said, then don't do it. You do not need to do it. You know what? Yesterday he went for the first time to an ear, nose, and throat. We weren't even sure why he was going there, but his doctor, his primary care, put in a referral. And so he said, okay, we're going to go. That was yesterday. The appointment was at 10:30. We got there at 10. And I usually go to him with him to a new appointment. He likes to have me even come into the appointment with him so we both can listen and both know what's going on. He doesn't have to explain it to me after the fact. So he likes it when I go with him. And we walked in 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to say there was at least 25 people there. The room was packed. And the first thing I thought is, holy shit, this must be a big practice, because there's just not one ear, nose, and throat person handling all these people. Joe couldn't sit. There was one chair. I sat, and I told him, you sit. I can sit on the floor, and because I had a chair that would help me get up. I didn't want him on the floor because it's very hard for him to get up. But he said, no, I'll go sit in the car, and text me when they call me. And so after about 20 minutes, the person called him to the desk, the front desk, because they wanted his license. And so I went and got him, and I said, they need you at the front desk. So he went in, and I took time in advance to do the paperwork that was required. So that was time out of my life, time to bring him, gas, money to bring him. He had to miss treatment. So he gives the license, and he thinks to say, how long do you think this is going to be? He says, because I'm going to go sit back in the car. And she goes, oh, it's at least a 2-hour wait. And I said, a 2-hour wait? She goes, oh, yeah, it's always like this here. She says, probably more like 2.5. And I said, then why do we need an appointment? That should be a fucking walk-in clinic. But we had an appointment for 10:30, and we got there at 10. And by the time she did the paperwork and stuff, it's like 10:30. She's thinking we can be there 10:30, 11, 12:30 to 1 before we even see the fucking doctor. And Joe said, I'm not waiting 2 hours. He says, I don't even know why I'm here. And she looks and she goes, vertigo. I'm like, vertigo? I says, no, we're not waiting 2 hours for vertigo. All they're going to do is prescribe him meclizine, which he already has and doesn't like, and so he doesn't take it. So, if that's the way it's pronounced, we left so fast. But that pissed me off because to me, if that's always like that, the woman should have said that when we scheduled the appointment. When she called to say, this is a referral, I'm calling it. I was like, I don't even remember us knowing that he was going to go see an ear, nose, and throat. She could have said, I'm going to let you know when you get here. It's a wait, anyway, so we left. What was it? Oh yeah, so I was saying, he usually does everything he's told to do, but we weren't, neither one of us. I was going to tell him, no, we're leaving. I was insulted by it. I was like, oh, did all that fucking paperwork for nothing, and it just really put a damper on things. But I'm glad we left. All right, you guys. I've been talking a long time. You've been a good boy, honey. Yeah, you ate your breakfast. And you went outside. We went and fed the birdies. Yeah, we did that. Now you're going to go home and you're going to have a nap with Daddy. I know Daddy's going to take a nap. And you're going to nap with him. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.